Ferrari 458 Italia. Introduced in 2009 and hitting roads through the early part of the 2010s, the 458 Italia marked a significant turning point for Ferrari's mid-engine lineup. It replaced the F430 and brought with it a naturally aspirated 4.5-liter V8 producing 562 horsepower, an engine so well regarded that it later won the International Engine of the Year award multiple times in succession. The styling moved away from the softer curves of its predecessor and adopted sharper, more purposeful lines developed with input from the Ferrari Formula One team. Aerodynamic elements were integrated directly into the body rather than added on top, giving the car a cleaner look while still generating meaningful downforce. It set the tone for what Ferrari's V8 cars would aspire to for the rest of the decade. Ferrari F12 Berlinetta. Arriving in 2012, the F12 Berlinetta took the front-engine V12 formula and pushed it to a new level of performance. The 6.2-liter naturally aspirated V12 produced 730 horsepower, and the car could reach 100 kilometers per hour in under 3.1 seconds. What made it significant was not just the power figure, but how composed it felt despite that output. Ferrari's engineers paid close attention to weight distribution and chassis balance, keeping the engine position low and as far back in the car as possible. The result was a Grand Tourer that handled with surprising precision for something of its size and power. It replaced the 599 GP and reminded the market that Ferrari's front-engine cars could be just as engaging as anything from Maranello with the engine behind the driver. Ferrari LaFerrari. Unveiled at the Geneva Motor Show in 2013, LaFerrari was Ferrari's first road car to use a hybrid powertrain, and it arrived as the company's answer to the McLaren P1 and Porsche 918 Spider. The combustion engine alone, a 6.3-liter V12, produced 789 horsepower, with the electric motor adding a further 161 horsepower for a combined output of 950 horsepower. Unlike many hybrid systems, the electric component here was not designed for fuel economy. It was tuned purely to fill in torque where the V12 needed a moment to respond, making the power delivery feel seamless and immediate. Only 499 coupes were built, all allocated to existing Ferrari clients before the car was even shown publicly. It represented the clearest statement Ferrari had made about its technical direction in years. Ferrari 488 GP. The 488 GP appeared in 2015 and marked a transition that some observers watched carefully. The move from natural aspiration to turbocharging in Ferrari's core V8 lineup. The 3.9-liter twin-turbo V8 produced 660 horsepower, more than the 458 it replaced, and Ferrari worked hard to ensure the throttle response felt immediate rather than soft in the way turbocharged engines sometimes can. Variable boost pressure management and a twin-scroll turbo configuration helped achieve that. The car received updated aerodynamics with a significant increase in downforce over its predecessor, and lap times reflected the improvement. Initial skepticism from enthusiasts about the loss of the naturally aspirated engine faded relatively quickly once people drove it. Ferrari 812 Superfast. The 812 Superfast arrived in 2017 and succeeded the F12 Berlinetta with a more powerful version of Ferrari's front-engine V12 formula. The naturally aspirated 6.5-liter engine produced 789 horsepower at 8,500 revolutions per minute, and the sound it made at high revs was unlike almost anything else available on the road at that price point. Ferrari introduced electric power steering on this car for the first time in a V12 model, a change that initially drew attention but ultimately allowed for more precise calibration of steering feel at different speeds. The rear-wheel steering system added further agility. It was a car that carried genuine drama in both its appearance and its character. Ferrari ACF 90 Stradale. Revealed in 2019 to mark Ferrari's 90th anniversary, the SF90 Stradale brought the hybrid technology first seen in LaFerrari into a format that was intended for wider production. The system combined a twin-turbo V8 with 3 electric motors, one on the rear axle and 2 on the front, for a total output of 986 horsepower and, significantly, all-wheel drive. That made it the first Ferrari road car with driven front wheels. The electric motors also allowed the car to travel short distances in near-silent electric-only mode, a feature that would have seemed entirely out of place on a Ferrari just a decade earlier. The SF90 showed that hybridization had moved from a statement of intent to an integrated part of how Ferrari builds its fastest cars.